Hill. I'm the writer of a show called How Does That Make You Feel, which is on at the Lion and the Unicorn from the 22nd of August through to the 27th at 8 o'clock. It's a comedy show, or comedy play, that basically, in a nutshell, is about a doting husband and double-glazing salesman that goes along to marriage guidance counselling only to find out that his wife is having an affair with the counsellor. So yeah, how does that make you feel? It started life basically based on a true story. Long time ago, I was engaged, and things weren't going brilliantly, though not terribly, and she insisted that I go along to some couples therapy, counselling, which I was happy to do, but as the weeks went on, it became increasingly obvious that something was going on between her and the counsellor. And they eventually, did end up together. And I thought that's actually quite a nice basis for a play, and so that's how basically. So you weren't so much heartbroken.
That's inspiration.
Well, I was heartbroken at the time. I didn't immediately start writing straight away, but it was one of those things. I thought, bloody sod's law. How is that entirely possible? Because I assumed they had ethics about that sort of thing, which is mentioned in the play. Against the rules and all that sort of stuff. But I guess love knows no boundaries. Certainly not ethical ones. But hey ho, you have to chalk these things up to experience.
Are they still together?
I don't know. So as I say, it's a while back, but who knows?
That's one of those things about true stories. You wonder if they can be in the audience.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility. I mean, it was quite, because it became very, very obvious, because they do these sort of sessions with other couples, and I was first aware of it when one of the other blokes came up to me, sort of in the coffee break, and said, "Is there anything going on between, your partner and?" And at that point, I didn't know what you're talking about. He said, "Well, you just look at their body language," and then, hey ho. But no, I'm not bitter about it or twisted. So your heart goes where it wants to, doesn't it? And all those other cliches. That should be a greetings card, really. I've written one right there. This one's been shortlisted for was shortlisted for a Channel 4 Comedy Drama Awards, winner of the Playwrights Comedy of the Year, and it's won one or two other bits and pieces. A bit of it was in the Edinburgh Fringe last year and got really good reviews. It's a 3-person cast, the counsellor, therapist, and the husband and wife, Kirsty and Trevor. Started out as a 10-minute play, and over the years this project got longer and longer. So it is very, very funny, and that's just based on audience reaction. So I've seen it many, many times in various guises, from the little 10-minute one up to about 45-50 minutes, which is what this will be approximately.
Tell me a little bit about your background.
My background's a journalist. Mainly in consumer electronics and IT, and then I freelanced, and then I started, terribly enough, it went into public relations. Yeah, I know. Everybody goes like that. They back away from you at that point. But I've been writing. I had a brush with cancer, and I just realised it was no practice. So I basically gave up my job, and I've written full time ever since. I want to kid anybody I've made any money out of it, but I've got some IMDb credits for a couple of episodes of the Sky sitcom I wrote, and this is probably my 8th, 9th, 10th play, maybe 2 or 3 full-length ones, which have been performed around, in London, around the country. I've got a film that's just been optioned. It's called Blood Match. It's a comedy vampire movie, but in my defence, I'd written the first draft just as Twilight came out in the States, so I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So it wasn't one to jump on a bandwagon.
There's not as many comedy vampires.
There aren't. That's and it has got. I know everybody says it, but it has got some unique selling points that nobody's done in vampire movies before. So that still stands now, even with Twilight and all the other series. I've got a couple of shorts. One's in post-production at the moment, short films. The one's in post-production. Yeah, that's about it. I write full time. I also write greetings cards as well.
Do you?
Yeah. So because it earns a little bit of money, and it's actually a fun way of of low impact, so I can fit that in easily around everything else. So these ones where you have sort of vintage black and white photographs and either a rude or not so rude caption to it, or just an intro joke on the. Oh right, who won't admit to it. Yeah. I used to do it a long time ago, and I got quite good at it and made quite a bit of money on it. And then just other things got in the way. And then since sort of concentrating on writing full time, I thought, well, that should be a nice fun diversion, and it has been actually. So yeah. It's just as depressing as everything else because you're always waiting for people to get back to you and they don't return your emails. So, but as a writer, I'm used to it. So.
Have you ever done any acting as well?
I have, yeah. That's how I started out, really, acting in other people's material. And at the moment, I'm not sure. I may be in this. It depends whether we can get a better. The character I play is the cuckolded husband. A brummie called Trevor, and if we get a better Trevor than I can do, then we'll let him do it, but if we don't, then I'll probably do it. But you know what Fringe is like. I mean, the more bodies you've got selling it, so an extra member of the cast selling the show is probably, as much as I'd like to do it, but I was in the Footlights with Hugh Laurie and Emma Thomas and all that lot, but then anybody can be a member of the Footlights, and they all went on to great and good things, and I disappeared into obscurity. But it was a nice little brush with those very, very talented people who you knew were going to be incredibly successful.